Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Topcon Survey Solution webinar. Tian, our technical expert in survey, will be presenting the webinar, and we believe that you will find some useful information for today. My name is Sherry. I am the Country Sales Manager for the ZAR region. So if you have any questions, if anybody listening is in South Africa, please pop me a question. We do have representatives from some of our other territories that we look after as well, some of our Anglo territories. Please stay on the webinar until the very end. We are going to be having a bit of a survey at the end of this, that we'd like you to please participate in. And if you have any questions, please use the Q&A section or the Q&A session of the Q&A box at the top of the Zoom screen. I'd like to introduce you to the technical leaders in the region. We have Karel Rutman, who is our VP of Technical for the whole of Africa. He is based in South Africa. Nuruddin is based in Morocco, Noreen in Tunisia, Elijah in Kenya. Tian, who you will be hearing today, is based in South Africa. Jason is also in Kenya. Abdelmajid is in Tunisia, and Moed is in Morocco. Each of them have a specific segment that they specialize in. Most of Tian's experience has been in mining. He's our technical account manager for the whole of Worldsview and ID8, which means that he essentially helps out with all the Topcon equipment through the whole of Africa. He's a very experienced technical account manager with a lot of history working in the survey industry. And as I mentioned earlier, he specializes in mining and metals. Over to you, Tian.
Morning, thank you, Sherry. Morning to all on the webinar. This is basically the field promotions we're going to run out to you. And hopefully you see something here that will help you, or maybe it's something you would like to have. Like Sherry said, there is a tick box where you can leave a comment or ask a question. If you would like to see more details, more on-site details of these instruments, please let us know. We'll definitely come out to your site. We'll also, like Sherry said, we basically run everything from South Africa with the Topcon. We look after 58 countries, so we should be able to help you wherever you are. The first instrument we're going to look at is the Hyper VR GPS system. So if we look at the Hyper VR GPS system, we call it a GPS system. A lot of people call it a GNSS system. It's basically used all through most construction sites and mines. For detailed survey work, if we look at roads in the cities that need to be built, the road needs to be surveyed up, and also eventually the lines need to be staked out before it gets painted. So this is ideal for big construction work and mining work. The Hyper VR's got a long range link, so you should not have a problem by using this instrument in cities to survey long roads and long distances. If we look at the instrument itself, the Hyper VR is the new basically technology launched in the world. It's got the tilt function. If you measure up to close buildings, we need that little bit of tilt in it or degree slope in it that you need to get more satellites. This is the unit to use. This is also a small unit, so the batteries is internal batteries. On a fully charged battery, you should get up to 6 to 10 hours work on it. It also comes with the magnet field software on the controller. So what makes the software unique is that if you work with the software on the GPS, you should be able to work with the same software on a total station. It is Windows-based and it's quite worker-friendly. It's got a unique Bluetooth link to it, so if you connect from your controller to the rover to start it up on a known point, it's got quite a good, strong Bluetooth link to it. This unit is also IP67 water and dust proof rating. So it means it's quite strong if you look at dust and waterproof. It will give you a 6 for water and a 7 for dust. And for GPS systems, that's quite good. If we look at the unit itself outside, that's always a question that's raised. You know, if you look at the buttons and the lights and that, what does it mean? So firstly, we've got the power button that sits there in the front. Then you've got a little green button that will show you the status of the rover or the base. It will show you it's fixed or float or it's autonomous. And then you've got the recording button to show that it is recording. So it's taking a reading and it's taking it in if you look at static surveys or post-processing surveys. It's got the Bluetooth light there. So the Bluetooth light will change from a white to a blue or green to a blue the moment the Bluetooth is connected. Then it's also got the RX-TX light that will show you the indication that it is running. Then the last light you'll see there is the battery power. So if you've got a fully charged battery, it will be green. If it's not fully charged, it will be orange. And if it's from 50 to 0%, it will be red. Then if you look at the bottom of the unit, it's still got the power port there. So basically for external power, if you want to connect a battery to it to get longer life on a base. Then the serial communication port. Then the micro USB port for downloading of static surveys or post-processing surveys. And then it's got the option for the external antenna. If you want to do long-range surveys further, you can put an external antenna on it and use it that way. Some other specs I want to show you. So highly configurable. If you look at the unit, how small it is, it will fit in the palm of your hand. So it makes it more lighter and you can carry it around a lot more easier. The other thing, it's got the L-band technology, ready technology from Topcon in there. So basically you can connect to most of the satellites that is available now. And also if you look at the radio and modem, it's quite unique and the new technology is there. So basically if you buy a unit like this, you're in the new technology and it will last you for years. Just quickly an overview. So we call it our value proposition. So if you're on a construction site or a mining site, this is definitely the unit to have. It's rugged, it's user-friendly. Unlike the competitors in the market, this unit has been manufactured in Japan. So it is Japanese quality, and it's not something that you need to replace every 3 to 4 years. This is a unit you'll be able to buy to use on roads, construction sites, on building sites, and even in the mining environment. It's rugged enough to handle it, and also you'll be able to let your normal foreman use it, not just a surveyor, because it's very worker friendly. Then the next field promotion instrument is the GM55. So if you look at a GM55, we call it the old rugged Isuzu or Toyota bakkie on the sites. This is a little instrument that's built for the toughness of the environment. It's got a very high IP rating. It's got a very strong EDM in it. And it's, I wouldn't say a basic instrument, but it's an instrument you can use right through from your normal small operation to a large operation. And this instrument will also last you a couple of years. If you look after this instrument will definitely look after you. If we look at the ruggedness and toughness test, so they've really gone through the test and testing it to say that this is water and dust proof up to IP66. So it's quite rugged for the environment. If we look at the instrument itself, it looks like a little small instrument that you can carry around on site. If you do a lot of surveys on site, we need to set out a few points. This is a little instrument you can carry around without any problem. This instrument will also work nicely in all temperatures and all environments on the Africa continent. If we look at the spec of the instrument, it's got quite a strong EDM in it. It measures 4,000 meters to a single prism. Battery life, a fully charged battery will give you up to 14 hours work on site. It's also got the T-shield function in it. So basically what that means is if you register this instrument on your company's name, you'll be able to track it wherever it is in Africa. And this instrument, if something happens to it, you can send a code to it that will lock the instrument up and no one else will be able to work with it. So for instance, if someone steals the instrument, you can send a code to it. They'll not be able to use it. You can send it to a Topcon dealer, or you yourself can unblock it. If we look at the T-Shield, it's also got the function where you can, it will send you alerts on updates that is available. And by the cloud, you should be able to update it if there is anything available. This instrument also downloads via USB, Bluetooth, and serial communication. So the days where you've been on site and the guys phone you back to say, I can't get the data off because the cable is broken, now you can use the USB or Bluetooth. It's got a laser plummet in it. So basically it helps you a little bit more to set up the instrument on a known position with the laser plummet. There is an option to change it to an optical plummet down, but most of the guys like the laser plummet. And again, it is got an IP rating of 66, so it's quite rugged. Just some specs, other specs I want to show you, some pictures. So if you look at the telescope, inside the telescope is your EDM. That's your 4,000 single prism measurement EDM in there, and 500 meters to a non-prism. If you look at the USB port there, it's situated next to the instrument, so you can just flip it open, press your USB in there, and download the data or upload the data to that. It's got the advanced angle encoder system in it, so that will give you a 2-second or 5-second angular accuracy. If we look at some of the survey methods that the guys use for this total station, and again, this is the wording out of how it's been used in the software. So Topcon will call it a topo survey. Then there's a resection. If you set up the instrument at an unknown point and you can see 2 known points and you want the known point where your instrument is, you can do a resection. 3D coordinate surveys, basically that means if you've got a 3D plan and someone gives you the coordinates, you can upload that coordinates into your instrument and survey with it. And then also if you've got a known point for the site and you need to go set out boundaries for a new site, you can basically go and stake out those survey points on site. And then offset measurements, a lot of us call it tacky shots, but offset, if you want to basically take a lot of points on a site for planning or developing or project, what do they call it, tender planning or tender projects. And then also missing line measurements. So basically, if you want to set out a line next to a known point, you'll be able to do it as well. Then the outside of the instrument, a lot of people always ask on site about buttons and wheels and stuff like that. So this is basically your instrument outside, where it's got a telescope, it's got a leveling wheel, it's got the horizontal and vertical blocks on it. It's got your keypad, basically you can see that. And then also it's got a little antenna there that's called the long link antenna. So there is an option to basically use this instrument as a manual robotic. It will not be a full robotic. So you still need 2 people to operate this instrument. Of course, it shows you there where the T-shield sits. So basically it's in the handle. If you remove the handle, be careful. Usually it needs to come back for a calibration and a check on the handle. So otherwise you never need to remove the handle. Then the laser plummet, so you see it's blanked off. If it was an optical plummet down, it would have been optical there and not the laser plummet. Then the value proposition. So this instrument is suitable for all construction and building sites and open cast mines where they just need to do normal tacky surveys on surface. This GM55 is highly quality from the Japanese factory. So it is Japanese quality and it's not Chinese quality. The instrument is rugged, and believe me, this instrument will take a lot of beating before it goes down. It's got a very strong EDM, and it can also store up to 50,000 points in internal memory. So this is an instrument you can take to site. The guys can work with it on site and basically do a lot of surveys and then download the data first. If you look at the GM55, this is the little workhorse you want on all the sites. If you want one instrument that can basically handle the roughness, the toughness, the rain, the weather, this is the instrument you would need on site. Then if we look at our next field promotion instrument, it's the OS 103. The OS 103 is a Windows-based instrument. So this is where we go up to basically all the new modern technology. It is Windows-based. This instrument comes in a 1 second, 3 second, and a 5 second accuracy. It's got an extremely strong EDM as well. It's got a touch screen and a keypad. So basically, it's either you use the keypad or you use the touch screen. It's also got the magnet field Windows software on it. So it's the same as the GPS. If you're able to operate the GPS, you should be able to operate the total station. What makes the OS special is that it's Windows-based firstly, but if you look at the battery power, a fully charged lithium-ion battery will last you 20 hours in the field. It will also measure up to 4,000 meters to a single prism, 500 meters to a non-prism, and then also it's got the T-Shield function where you can register it on the company's name. And again, you can download via USB, Bluetooth for serial communication. So in the picture there, you can see the touchscreen and keypad. So you can actually see it, it's quite bright and it's also very worker friendly. If you can operate your cell phone, I guarantee you should be able to operate this instrument. Just the outside spec of the instrument. Again, you can see the leveling wheels there and also the vertical and horizontal lock. Also the touchscreen, the keypad, the battery cover. So the side mount cover there opens up, you put the battery in there and it closes. Same with the USB, the easy access opens up, you put in your USB, upload or download your coordinates and you'll be able to take it into the office without taking the instrument with you to the office. Then secondly, if we look at the definition of tough, the instrument's got an IP rating of 65. So because it's got a big screen like that, everybody thinks it will not last. It takes a lot of beating and it can handle quite a lot. It comes with the modern Windows-based magnet field software. So you should be able to use this as a Windows-based instrument or as a Windows-based phone. It's quite easy to operate, and basically, guys, if you have 2 days training on this, you should be able to operate it. Also on the side of the instrument, they've got a measure button, a trigger key, if you can call it that. It also makes it a lot easier for you to take a measurement without moving the instrument on the front of the keypad. Just basically click it on the side and it will operate. In any case, so what's unique about the OS as well, it comes with extra software for the mining environment for underground surveys. And usually the mines has got a software package on the mine that runs the whole mine's database. Usually it's called GMSPX Lite or SURPAC or Lynx or Bentley Mine Cycle or Desweek. So this ETS software will download directly into the software for the mine. So it makes it a lot more easier for them. Just quickly going to show you how they'll do a survey underground and what the software includes. If we look at a setup underground, we need to backside and then we need to foresight a prism. That's usually called a single peg survey. And we'll also use it again in transit. So you'll transit a foresight and transit the backside again. And that usually helps with the limit of errors. If we look at a single or double foresight, so basically set up a known point, foresight again, the double prism, and then the backside. If we look at the multiple peg survey, we'll set up the instrument, we'll backside the known point, we'll foresight the first prism, then the second prism, then the third prism, then the fourth prism, and then put the instrument in transit and start at the fourth prism again and work our way back to the first prism and then eventually closing it off with a backside. Then to put grades out, we'll set up the instrument on a known point. We'll basically backside. We'll set the vertical difference to the height of the sidewall, basically survey it.
Then we'll put in the grade and it will show us if we're online. Then offset, including cubby offsets, we'll set up the instrument, backside the instrument, and do a few offsets sorry, around the mine, underground. And then also to do the cubby offset, well, basically the star is the servo helper. You'll measure to the servo helper, and basically he'll measure to the sidewall with a distomat or with a tape, and that's how you do a cubby offset. If you look at a 2.3 section, so basically if you look at that, you'll set up on a known point, you'll view, you survey the first peak, survey the second peak, and then take a few offsets to pull it into your coordinate, and that's how you set up on an unknown point to get a known point position. Then if we look at a line peak offset, we'll set up the instrument, we'll do a backside, then we'll survey the line peak and put in a new peak, then survey a peak that's in the way, then survey the line peak, and then come back to close on the backside, and that will help you to survey a line peak offset. If we look at the OS 103 spec, if we look at this, there you can see the trigger easily on the side. So it's basically just a light touch of the button and it will take a measurement. That button is water and dust proof as well. It's got a little rubber coating around it. And if we look at the telescope there, the EDM is quite strong. It's a 4,000 meter single range, single prism measurement. It's got the green and red guide lights in there. So a lot of us call it Lumi lights, but the guide light is there. If you do a stakeout and the guy's walking with a prism, you can basically look back and see if he's in the middle of the red or the green, or only see the green or only the red. Then he knows to space himself to see both the colors of the lights. The USB space there, we can see easily where it goes in, where it comes out, how to upload, how to download, and basically close it again and it is sealed. For the value proposition of this instrument, this is a brilliant instrument to have on all sites. Usually the mining guys love this instrument because it comes with the mining software. The mining software is designed for the Africa mines in especially South Africa. We've got a lot of those instruments running on the mine, and they're doing very well. For a chief surveyor on a mine, this is an instrument he wants the guys to work with, because it will help the guys to work a lot more faster and more accurate underground, and it will show them the error way before they come out underground to go down again. So unlike the competitor, this is quite a good instrument because it is Japanese quality, and also because it's got a strong EDM in it. And this instrument is the OS 103, so if you want to get it in the OS 101, it is available, and it's also available in the OS 105. The field promotion is running on the 103 because with a 3-second accuracy, it's more than enough that you need on most of the sites. It's got an IP65 rating, and it's got the security feature in it, so it's quite a good instrument to have. Questions and any feedback from you guys?
Please remember to type your questions in the Q&A box if you have any questions.
Will you answer that?
Hi, I see we have a question here that says, what about the price and the warranty period? Please, for the Price, please get in touch with your reseller, or at the end of this, we're going to be running a poll where you're welcome to ask that one of the resellers get in touch with you. The warranty period is 2 years. Yeah, so the built-in warranty is 2 years, and the price, please get in touch with your reseller. They are on promotion, so they are running at a discounted rate over the next few months. Did that answer your question? Perfect. John, I see you're saying you'd like to receive a copy of this via email. We will be distributing this after the webinar. Any further questions? Okay, you said that the OS 103 comes with mining software. What is the instrument, if not used?
Magnet field. So it comes with magnet field. So can I answer that? So the instrument comes with magnet field and ETS. Basically, for construction purposes, building roads, all of that, you'll use the magnet field. And the ETS is basically extra. If you don't want it on, you don't need it on. It comes, the field promotion includes the ETS software. But if you don't need it, you don't need it. You can just use the magnet field for all your construction and building work.
So the nice thing with the 103 is it's a very versatile device that can be used in various industries. Okay, we're now going to run the poll question. If you can think of any other questions while you're at it. Is the poll showing up on your screen? We have now closed the poll. So, yeah, thank you very much. Are there any further? You'd like to, okay, John, you're saying you'd like to have more comprehensive training on how to process both static data and RTK data using MOT.
John, just on that, we can definitely arrange that. I've got your details. I'll send you an email and let's start the discussion, and then let's see when you're available, when I'm available, and let's set up a training session for that, or just a quick run through how to use the post-processing software with the static and RTK. So I'll get in contact with you.
Are there any further questions from anybody on the call? In that case, I'd like to thank you very much for your time. We will make this recording available to everybody. If you have any questions or anything in the meantime, please be sure to get in touch with your reseller or with the relevant contact person within the Worldview or RDA team. We look forward to working with you guys. Thank you very much.